lagging. Stop lagging.
That boy lagging.
Actually, stop lagging.
That boy Gurren lagging. You know.
Wait, that's in the way.
Gurren
What?
lagging.
Wait, was your guy picked up, but then it still showed him waiting at the docks?
It showed one of the pets.
Oh, okay. Your pet.
We just abandoned the pet.
Okay.
You abandoned Cody?
Casually.
Child abandonment.
You abandoned Cody?
Wow,
Yeah.
bro, that's messed up.
Wait, chucked him out the window?
You abandoned your Raven swatch. He had like a Raven on his other game he played.
Like a swatch on. I bet you if I just wait here, someone else is gonna finish the mission.
Heh.
But I could probably finish it in like 30 seconds ish.
Let's count it then. Third time apart.
Well, I will just recommend that when Charlie communicates he's ready to start reading.
No, I'm gonna say I'm ready right after. Right ready.
Be captured.
That's been more than 30 seconds.
Bro, it's taking forever to capture that.
I know. Get faster. Get faster. You're too slow. You're too slow.
Gosh, dude, when you used to play that game, that meme sound be nonstop. Rise up.
Wait, you want me to play Blast on speakers?
Please,
Yes,
no.
please.
Okay, you said please? Okay.
Yeah, just stop at where I said please.
He did not do it in 30 seconds.
That's 45! Or at least.
50 seconds.
Oh, that's a minute.
That was way more than a minute.
What's the point of this game anymore, bro? It was over a
I
minute.
know. What are you supposed to do in this game?
Usually if I'm going solo, I can go a lot faster.
There are like story missions, but the meta progression is getting mastery rank 30, which means
This is
you grab 8 million things and you get to rank 30.
exactly. No, these
That's boring.
missions are just
Boy,
like,
you suck.
different
Boy.
game modes.
Boy.
Depending
boy.
on what you're doing, you're gonna get different stuff from the game modes. This one,
Boy!
I have to do 3 missions, but I will be getting specific loot, which is one of these things, which I need for crafting something.
A brain.
Boy, get you!
You need to learn how to get a brain.
Get
Yeah.
a brain!
If you don't grind, you don't. No, if you grind, you don't gain knowledge.
When you get master rank 30, are you going to get a blanket that says I've got master rank 30
No,
on?
I'm gonna buy the special pin.
You want to get the pen, not the hat.
Is there actually a special pin?
There is.
I'm special.
Do you have to order it separately or right when you get to 30?
I think it's like on the website. It becomes unlockable for you to like buy. After you get that master rank 30.
Why is it sounding like this?
That is so
What?
fun.
No way of buying something from a
You
trash
get
game.
so sweaty that they kind of reward you.
No, I don't like that at all.
It's cool.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's one of those
No.
types of games. It's a good type of game, Brad. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Warframe.
You're so used to going to the information website.
It just automatically pulled it up and
Mhm.
said the actual site.
Store.
Warframe. Oh,
The
bro.
website broke.
Oh, snap. What? You can get like little plushes and it looks like party packs, bro.
Dude, the
No way you gotta spend money
the
on this
war-
trash.
you may have already noticed, but Warframe has a very loyal base.
No
I
way
mean,
you
the
gotta.
way that I see this guy playing the dopamine freaking hit, then I can tell it's loyal.
There it
There
is.
we go. This.
Wow.
Oh
What?
snap! Oh snap!
I have memory.
Warframe detected an issue with your computer because you got warp.
Whoa, no.
See, look,
There it is.
like literally, you're locked. You must be master rank 30 or above to purchase.
Yeah. One purchase
Wow.
per account. But can you be a stolen dollar and buy one of those online? Maybe.
If they haven't bought it, I guess.
Ethan? That is so
Hey, that'd be
stupid.
cool
It
if
costs
they
like
could- that'd be
$50
cool if
bucks.
they could laser print your gamer tag on it.
Mm.
Oh god, no, that's so. That's like a money I have in my bank account. Not my bank account. Wallet.
Cody could probably buy it too.
That actually, I think that would look good on Cody.
Oh, as his little color.
Well, Cody's doing even plastic side eye. No, I actually. I'm being
Are you
serious.
staring at me? Why are you looking at me?
No, Cody gave me the side eye. I'm actually being serious. He's like, buddy.
Easy ISR one going on right now. I see.
Hi, Cody.
Do the tail thing. Do the tail thing. Do it.
Bro.
Make him do it, Ethan.
He just. Wow.
You reset it down.
Bro is just focused on me.
No, you said his brain just by tapping it.
Hey,
Skill.
that is Elsie's. Can we? I put that up. Oh yeah, thank you. I don't know how she'll feel. I don't know how. Maybe she doesn't care, but who knows? But thank you, Ethan. All right, you ready, bro?
Yes!
All right, I want to pray.
As she goes, that happens, Cody gets off.
King Jesus, you're holy, 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 and wonderful. Just a delightful creator, God. I thought first thought you were no because I said it's called saying God is delightful. You're just thank you. Thank you for, gosh, creating a wonderful world with abundance and resource. May we rule and reign as you will reign by sharing your abundance. May we be about that. May we look to you and cling to you. As we read the writings of the ancients and there in them time having to cling to you. Reading these ancient books. It's a process. But may we just set our minds towards it, prepare our nefesh, so we can just really get what you're trying to talk to us so that we can rule in your wisdom. May we just always hunger for this like the deer panting for the water. Amen.
But it's so wide.
Is that better, Ethan? Oh.
You're big chunk.
So, question: as guests, do you guys like where the couch where it's at, or do you think we should put the couch back so there's more room for chairs? You like it where it's at? What do you think?
No,
Logan?
I don't, Corey. Move her to the back.
There you go. No cares. All right.
No, put it on the
No.
roof. Just staple it to
Right
the
here,
roof.
Diana.
Just build stairs so I actually literally have to like walk to it like a loft. Little loft couch.
Double decker couch.
Actually, that'd be cool.
I just love when like Lego movie, like the villain's like, what is the purpose of this? Like all right. So now
I know what the purpose is. To put that couch on the roof
there you go.
and make the whole house upside down.
There you go. So now if you're going to act with commitment and steadfastness to my master, tell me. If not, tell me so I may turn right or left. Laban and Bethuel answered. So remember how we're in this very interesting moment, a different culture and time, where Abraham sent his servant to get a wife for his son. Laban and Bethuel answered, It is from Yahweh that the matter has come forth. We cannot speak to you bad or good. There is Rebekah in front of you. Take her and go, and she could be a wife for your master's son, as Yahweh has said. When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed low to the ground before Yahweh. The servant brought out objects of silver and objects of gold and garments and gave them to Rebekah, and gave presents to her brother and her mother. They ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and spent the night. They got up in the morning, and he said, Send me off to my master. Her brother and her mother said, The girl should stay with us for, say, 10 days. After you can go. He said to them, Don't make me delay when Yahweh has made my journey successful. Send me off so I can go to my master. They said, We will call the girl and ask her what she says. So they called Rebekah and said to her, Will you go with this man? She said, I'll go. So they sent their sister Rebekah off, and her nanny and Abraham's servant and his men. They blessed Rebekah and said to her, Our sister, may you grow to be thousands of myriads, and may your offspring take possession of their enemy cities. Enemy city. I wonder what that word means. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. To grow to be thousands of myriads. So it's like thousands of a lot.
I think it's an actual quantity. I think it's like
Colloquially means a lot.
An infinite great number. Indefinitely great number. In classical history, a unit of 10,000. Okay. To be thousands of myriads. And may your offspring take possession. They blessed Rebekah and said to her, Our sister, may you grow to be thousands. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And Rebekah and her girls got up and mounted their camels and followed the man. Do you guys ever do that where you read and you think you're in the next line, but you actually just almost reread the line again? So So I just want to see if that was just a me thing. Yeah. So the servant took Rebekah and went. Now Isaac had come from going to Beer Lahoi Roi. He was in the Negev region. Isaac had gone out to walk and think in the countryside toward evening, and he looked up and saw there were camels coming. Rebekah looked up and saw Isaac. She jumped off her camel and said to the servant, Who is that man walking in the countryside about to meet us? The servant said, That is my master. She took her veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all that he had done. So Isaac brought her into the tent of his mother Sarah. He took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac found consolation. So Isaac found consolation after his mother's death. Abraham again took a wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Jokshan was the father of Sheba and Debden, while the descendants of Dedan were the Asherites, the Luchishites, and the Lemonites. And the descendants of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Enoch, Abidah, and Eldah. All these were descendants of Keturah. Abraham gave all that he had to Isaac, but to the sons of Abraham's secondary wives, Abraham gave gifts while he was still alive and sent them off away from his son Isaac eastward to the east country. Oof. Dude's still up to no good. Yeah. So, remember Isaac, the servant Abraham got a wife for his son, and Abraham got another wife, had multiple kids, and just shooed them away. Shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. Here's gifts. Shoo, shoo. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what the heck,
Shoo shoo.
Like scream, you know, they say scream your cat. Go.
Yeah.
I have enough personality.
Which then, with it being Meditatus literature, we then got to ask, are we favoritising, showing favorites? All right. For the sake of time, I'm going to just go right into the commentary, unless anyone has something that's bubbling in them they want to share. Anything bubbling in you want to talk about or
I
share?
have one thing.
What's bubbling in you?
It's not really Bible related.
Are you going to say there's 6 and 7 kids? Oh, okay. Continue.
You said beginning part, right?
Huh?
The beginning part.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking about is that part from One Punch Man.
Uh huh.
Oh wait, that'd be spoilers.
No one cares. Don't talk it into the mic again.
So, what's your spoiler for One Punch Man? Is it for 3rd seasons? I haven't seen the 3rd season.
Bro, who's watched the 3rd season, really?
Go ahead, tell me.
2nd season was so trash.
So Kazagura, right?
Yeah.
Well kills Genos.
Oh, poor Genos. So you're thinking about that while reading?
No. And like, then Saitama comes like, okay.
That's my buddy.
That, and the only reason why I'm telling you that is because Rose like, wait, where's Saitama?
Mm.
That's like honestly, that's the only reason.
Okay.
I swear those YouTube references suck. You're in the wrong anime. This is One Punch Man, not Naruto.
You could just be
Go
saying
5,000 kids.
he's like messing with you.
We got spirits of the thousands.
You know, Logan. Go watch or go home.
You know,
Watch
you,
more
you
anime.
do you know that 9,000 reference? There you go.
That's
Cody's like, where are we going?
Wait, am I going outside? Yeah, go home and cry to your mommy that you don't even know if first she's doing.
This is my mom right
No, what? Hey, yo, what the heck?
here. Isn't your mom's name Christy?
Okay, come
Commentary. All right. A and I were sitting in a restaurant waiting for dinner to arrive. There should have been jazz. But the restaurant had been busted by the city authorities for not having a music license. So it was quiet. And I was reading to Anne from Barack Obama's memoir, The Audacity of Hope. Suddenly, to my astonishment, and making me start to weep, I read that his father-in-law had multiple sclerosis, the disease that has disabled Anne. In Fraser Robinson's case, the disease was diagnosed when he was 30. For the next 25 years, as he battled on manfully, he and his family lived carefully circumscribed lives, with even the smallest outing carefully planned to avoid problems or awkwardness. We could identify with that. Eventually, he died when he was 55. And Obama describes watching his casket lower into the ground and promising to take care of Mr. Robinson's girl. They were not yet married. Maybe there's a sense in which for anyone who gets married, one's partner takes the place of one's parents. It was so for Isaac. First, once again, the servant talks about commitment. But now the question concerning not God's commitment, but that of Bethuel and Laban. The question is whether they still feel a family commitment to Abraham despite his having parted from the family decades ago. If the answer is no, the servant will have to look elsewhere. But they recognize that they have no right to behave as if the decision is theirs. God has already made it. Their little daughter and little sister, she will be no more than a teenager, has been hoisted into that purpose of God, whether they like it or not. Like Moses, Jeremiah, Jonah, Saul on the Damascus Road, and Abraham himself. Of course, in theory, you may have opportunity to say no. Though quite likely God will accept a refusal to judge from those examples. So once again, the servant bows in worship to the God who continues to make his mission successful. And with the important business done. proprieties can be given their place and hospitality accepted. What about Rebecca's view on the matter? It seems that her destiny is being decided by a crowd of men. As we already know from Sarah and Isaac and Rebecca's story, it will turn out that a woman knows how to find her way in a patriarchal world, and that her simple cooperation with men's projects cannot be taken for granted. In this story, may be only for dramatic effect that the question of Rebecca's acquiescence in God's plans is raised only the next day. I'll go, she says. We do not know exactly what Isaac was doing when the camel train reached Beersheba. The single word I have translated, walk and think, comes only here, though it looks like a cross between a word for roam about and a word for meditate. There follows a moment a little like the one where Tony and Maria see each other across a room in West Side Story, with Rebecca then falling off her camel, the usual meaning of the verb. Once again, the story combines propriety. She had been set up for this meaning by other people, and now she covers herself with a veil because Isaac must not see her yet. With humanity, they marry and fall in love. The order of events seems odd to Western thinking, but it corresponds to the testimony of some people who are used to marriages being arranged, though Isaac and Rebecca will not exactly live happily ever after, any more than people do by the Western arrangement. There must be a sense in which Isaac and his family become a new family for Rebecca and make up for her being wrenched away from her birth family, whom she'll never see again. Barack Obama promised to look after Fraser Robinson's daughter, but he also testifies to Michelle Robinson's family life, giving him an experience of family such as he never had. What the Genesis story observes is the way Rebecca becomes the person who brings healing to the grief of Isaac's mother's death when he is himself presumably no more than a teenager. We do not know about the chronology of Abraham's third marriage. In the story, the interest lies in its enabling Israelites to know how they relate to people such as Midian, Sheba, and Dedan, who appear on the fringe of the Old Testament story, and other peoples that are just names to us, but might also have been familiar to people listening to the story, as tribes on the fringe of their lives. While the definition of a secondary wife may have meant that Keturah's children had no inheritance rights, Abraham nonetheless gives them a share in the family's inheritance before he dies, but gives the expected primary recognition to Isaac, his only son. All right. Anything that is bustling out of the seams to share? No death of Genos? All right. This is the sum of the years of life that Abraham lived, 175 years. So he breathed his last. Abraham died at a good age, old and satisfied, and joined his kin. His son Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave at Meshpelah, in the field of Ephron, son of Zorah the Hittite, which was east of Mamre, the field that Abraham got from the Hittites. There Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried after Abraham's death. God blessed his son Isaac. Isaac lived near Beer Lahai Roi. This is the line of descent of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's maidservant, bore Abraham. These are the names of Ishmael's sons, by their names in the order of their birth. Nebaioth, Ishmael's firstborn, Kedar, Abiel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tima, Jetor, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are Ishmael's sons, and these are their names, by their settlements and by their camps, 12 leaders belonging to their people. These are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. So he breathed his last and died and joined his kin. They dwelt from Havilah to Shur, which is east of Egypt, as you come to Asur. He settled over against all his brothers. This is the line of descent of Abraham's son, Isaac. Abraham fathered Isaac. And when Isaac was 40 years old, he took for himself as wife Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean of Paddan Aram, sister of Laban, the Aramean. Isaac pleaded with Yahweh on behalf of his wife because she was infertile. Yahweh responded to his pleading, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. The children pressed on one another inside her, and she said, "If this is how it is, why am I like this?" And she went to inquire of Yahweh. All right, we're seeing descendants. Abraham died. We hear a little bit of Ishmael, his descendants, and now we're also seeing Isaac, in which now we're getting Isaac, Rebekah, and then we're going to get Jacob and Esau. Yep. We got the heel glabber, kind of like a snake. Jacob's going to be a little serpent dude who still has the promise. Oh yeah, I mean, like that's the part is like, that's part of the narrative conflict is how does Yahweh work with people? And now we're talking about Jacob. How does Yahweh work with people even when they're terrible people? And you're going to see that Jacob is going to have a lot of this conflict because of his compromise. Is the way that he treated, then his wives are going to be the same kind of schemers, and then his kids are also going to be the same kind of schemers, which leads him to, which is his whole role of then being exile in Egypt, away from the land. So that's the narrative way to answer your question. Yeah? It's peanut butter jelly time. 4:51. Bro asked what time it was. And that was my witty response.
Yeah, time for you to go cry to your mommy.
Crying on my mommy.
He just calls his mom right now. Mom!
Military time.
Bro is so mean to me. All right, anything busting out that you want to share? Bubbling?
I like jazz.
You do like jazz, that's true.
Yeah.
But my question is, do you like jazz?
I do like jazz, actually.
No, wait,
How about you, Logan? You like jazz?
Dude,
You
jazz?
like jazz?
Worst music. Jazz is the worst music ever
Do you
invented.
like it?
You know, it's like jazz and classical are one of those things where
It's all right.
I didn't properly enjoy them until especially I had like a really good like system to hear them in.
No, jazz is the worst music ever invented.
All right.
Jazz is the second worst music ever invented.
I don't know.
Dang.
Jazz done poorly
What's the first
is
one?
awful.
Hey,
No,
what's the
all
fir-
jazz.
dude?
He's
No
gonna
way.
say he
Done.
loves
I
wow.
would put rap, country, anything trash, which includes rap and country.
You don't like country.
No,
Number
I
one is
hate country.
Country is the worst.
Wow, you're so stupid.
It's so interesting.
And rap music, that sucks.
I grew up my whole life not liking country.
Well, I'm an outdoor
Same.
boy, so what do you
I'm gonna
expect?
Bro,
I
you like country
Yeah!
and you,
You
don't
can-
like
no.
jazz?
Yeah!
Bro,
literally tell he
worst
likes
take
country.
ever.
What if-
No, Logan, how about shut
What
up
if
your life?
country has
Two most
jazz?
American traditions, country and jazz.
Country jazz.
How about blues?
Jazz is more American though.
You ever heard of blues?
Blues isn't bad.
That's like the worst music ever invented.
Blues is good.
No, blues is like what created music.
You know, do you like rock? You could think the blues that
I don't
you listen to
rock
rock?
as much.
You like the rock? No. All right.
Bro, get your stupid out of here, bro.
Not so many years ago, my wife and I.
Bro, that's John Cena. You can't see me.
No, Corey.
Yeah,
No, Corey. Don't get alive.
He has one.
Dude, that's kind of hard when you're part of my life.
guys, I need
I know.
to pause. Do you actually like country music?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, so this respect.
Let's move
Wow.
on.
You know what this
I'm
is?
not respecting that.
All right, but what
Oh, shut up.
what about
You're a
folk rock?
kid and baby.
What?
We're having an emotional conversation about country and jazz and rap and what's liked and not liked.
No, Logan.
Bam, bam, bam,
Big
bam.
Chungus.
Do, 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 do.
Why you don't? Why do you not like country music? Why? Because you don't. Why? Because you don't like hunting? Because you
Peak.
don't like fishing? Get,
Bro, that has nothing to do with country music.
yes, it
Fishing?
does. That's what makes
No,
me like country
Bro,
music.
those aren't tied together.
Yes, they are.
Wait,
Fishing
fishing and country?
and
That's
country.
outdoor stuff.
They literally talk about it in the music, but who cares? That
So,
doesn't mean it's directly
if
What? No,
Tra-
that's not. No.
if I show you a classical song about fishing,
Africans fished and hunt back then. You think they
Man,
listen to
why
country
are you going into history now?
music?
he's going to like find some tribal music where they're talking about fishing. Do 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 do. Aye, aye.
No.
Okay, we've agreed.
Logan, you better shut up about not liking country music. That's why
Alright.
slap that bald face to his silly.
Oh, I'm not even bald.
He's not bald. He's there.
He is very far from being
I think
bald.
he's longer than you, bro. Look, plus chin, all this.
Wait, yeah, you have shorter hair than me. So what do
Oh
you
yeah, I'm
want?
gonna slap that bald forehead of yours.
Oh,
That-
you do got a big one, though.
I've always had a big forehead.
Not gonna lie, it is pretty big.
Yeah, you go, big brain.
Wait till
If
you
it
get
makes you
assholes.
feel better, my aunt has a larger forehead.
But your Anna, you're not feeling that my aunt has a larger forehead. Oh man, we just burn
We
your.
joke about it being a
I
five head.
only have a forehead, bro.
Nah, that's the only.
I
part.
Okay,
I
but
don't
the
go
receding part.
She doesn't need like the Naruto, headband because her head is the headband. That's funny.
I mean, her eyebrows are also
Oh, my
thinning
only
too.
country music is my fish.
It's like
Wow,
blonde
I thought
hair.
you said they don't like country music.
It's not even country music, bro. It's military music.
Okay, what bands, what country artists do you like?
Country band?
Wow, what?
What
Leroy.
what artist?
No.
What country music do you like?
Suicide Boys.
Loki didn't know there was country bands.
Or we say Limp Biscuit?
Never.
Oh,
Communion biscuit?
No,
Rap.
I am about blast country music from those speakers right now.
well, let's finish commentary and then long as
Catfish or something.
all right, I'll start reading. Not so many years ago, my wife and I were part of a Regulation 3 generation family. My mother, our only surviving parent, was at the top. We were in the middle. Our sons and their wives were at the bottom. Then, within 2 years, my mother died.
Okay, let's move on. We can do
Fine,
this-
as
we
long
can
as
do
you
this-
say-
We can do this after commentary.
Oh no, you have to say you like country music and actually be honest.
So, you don't have to make him lie.
I'm being honest, I don't like country music.
It's okay.
Okay, where's your pillow?
Dude,
Well,
you are hard
friend,
centered on this. Dude.
My friend, I'm sorry to tell you, but I grew up all through high school, early college, never liking country.
And he
Yeah,
still
and
doesn't
that's
like
your
country music.
opinion.
Yeah,
He
and
still
you
doesn't
can
like
let him not like country. Logan has to like country.
Is it because he has camo on?
It's not. Boy, it's off-brand camo.
It's still the print.
That's like the most faded print I've ever seen.
It's still camo.
It will still work.
It looks like it would work. Yeah, it would.
It's
Not
grass.
if it was like.
If I was laying in a pile of leaves, you wouldn't tell.
Yeah, but what if that's how your pants
the
are
gleam-
camo?
freaking gleam from your forehead.
All right.
No, Logan.
Like, I have to be in the pit.
Join me. After we read this, join me.
The heck, it sounds like a cult. That sounds like a cult.
Yeah. Are you?
Now,
Join
guys,
me, Logan.
He's going to look at you. This dead one of us. One of.
No, I gotta wreck you in the battle.
Bro, let's move on. I wanna talk
I gotta
about
wreck you in the battle.
All right. It sounds like people are ready to move on.
Native on country is what I like. I need to move on.
Fine, join me in Battlegrounds game and I'll wreck you.
Not so many years ago, my wife and I are part of a Regulation 3 generation family. My mother, our only surviving parent, was at the top. We were in the middle. Our sons and our wives were at the bottom. Then within 2 years, my mother died and we acquired a grandchild. So that suddenly we're at the top. Our sons and their wives are in the middle with our grandchildren. Now, grandchildren at the bottom. This made me think about the fact that in terms of social biology, my job was done. I can die now. It was my job to have children and play my part in ensuring that the human species will continue. And I have done it now. I can leave the future to the next generation and the one after that. I can die satisfied with my life. More recently, I have signed a contract to write a book series titled The Old Testament for Everyone. And I would now like to live to complete it. Otherwise, I will look stupid. I am glad that my death will not be my end, and that after a sleep of intermittent length, I shall rise on resurrection day. But if this were not going to be so for myself, I will not be too bothered. Genesis assumes that Abraham is content to begin his big sleep. He goes to join his family. The Old Testament elsewhere makes clear that people who die before their time are entitled to a different attitude. And I take a different attitude on behalf of my wife, whose life has been so constricted by her disability. I am glad she will dance on Resurrection Day, and I look forward to joining her. It's like this the beautiful thing about clinging to Kinji is it's challenge and hope for people who have long days, and it's hope in life for people whose lives get cut short early. Abraham knows that his job is done. He and Sarah have had a son, who has grown up, and Abraham has made sure he has the right wife, although she has not had a baby yet. Abraham knows that God can sort that out and that he can entrust the future of God's promise to God and to Isaac now. It is through him that God's purpose is going to be fulfilled. At the same time, it is neat to picture Ishmael and Isaac together bearing their father. Death in the family is one of those occasions when the tensions all come out. And one could not blame Ishmael if he felt put out at the way God has given Isaac priority over him, and the way Abraham has done the same in not treating him as his real son when it matters. And his will. But Ishmael is a big man. There he is, joining Isaac and burying their father. His secondary significance comes out again in the way Genesis goes on to provide an account of his descendants, as happens in Genesis 1 through 11. The line mentioned first comes there in order to be cleared out of the way before the story comes to the line that really matters. Once again, the account provides the audience with a framework for understanding the position of people who live around them. Desert peoples are we know of from elsewhere in the Old Testament, such as Kedar and Duma, and other peoples we know nothing about. The paragraph makes more explicit than some earlier lists that they are talking about individuals who also stand for the groups that trace their ancestry back to them, as Israel traces itself back to Israel. The last comment on Ishmael that he settled over against his wider family suggests a fulfillment of the prophecy or promise God's aid gave his mother. More literally, he fell in the sense of leaped, like Rebecca jumping off her camel. Like Genesis 16:25 indicates that Ishmael is a survivor. No one knocks him over. If he falls on his feet. It's both paradoxical and logical that Genesis doesn't have so much to tell us about Abraham once he has had his son. There's just Sarah's death and the arranging of Isaac's marriage. And that the first thing it tells us about Isaac concerns how he and Rebekah come to have children. That's what the fulfilling of God's purpose depends on. Like Isaac's parents and many other in Genesis and elsewhere, Isaac and Rebekah have trouble starting a family. And like other such would-be parents, getting pregnant is then only the beginning of their problems. What's distinctive about Isaac and Rebekah is the way they react to all that. First, it makes Isaac pray. The word Genesis uses is not one that appears often. It is used mostly in connection with Moses praying for God to take away the affliction of God brings on the Egyptians. But it also comes in the context of some other illnesses and afflictions. So it suggests laying hold of God to remove some disaster. It will indeed be a disaster if Isaac and Rebekah cannot have children. Typically, the story assumes that the problem lies in Rebekah. Often, this assumption may be justified by the fact that when the man tries with another wife, as Abraham did, she gets pregnant. In other cases, such as this one, it might be that the problem lies in Isaac. But God deals with it anyway. More distinctive is the next round of prayer, which follows. Like other women in these stories, such as Sarah and Rachel, Rebekah is not the kind of person who just sits at home demurely, submitting to her husband and accepting her lot. She takes action. At this point, she does so by assuming that she too can talk to God about what the heck is going on. She does not have to lead prayer to her husband or go to God via him as if she had no relation with God of her own. She has the freedom the Psalms illustrate to go straight to God with the issues in her life. In a context where there are no convenient OBGYN clinics, OBGYN clinics. Getting pregnant is a good way to die, and feeling such stressful events taking place inside her will be very scary. One of her daughters-in-law will die in childbirth. Precisely how she went about inquiring God, we don't know. If this were a story from later Israel, we would infer that she went to a sanctuary and that God responded to her by means of someone like a prophet. Maybe something like this happened. What the story does make clear is the simple possibility of taking issues to God and getting a response. Though the story does not establish that you get a response every time. Every Israelite woman listening to the story will know that, but it does establish that it can happen and is therefore worth trying. All right. Anything bubbling out that you'd like to share from the reading? No? All right. We can start, my friends. All right. Let's do this.
No, we're not. We are? We have to use a stupid controller.
I have other controllers. There's Xbox controllers in that cart. I could grab one of my other ones if that one doesn't work. I think it's in my green backpack if you want a different one. That's an Xbox controller. All right, let's do this. Ah. Darn it. Ah. Oh, my Lanta. Ah. 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 Oh, man.
Huh.
Ah. Oh, man. You chill. Ah.
Hey, what the heck?
God. What?
Ah.
It's cloudy.
Freaking meteors.
Turn your headphones off, boy.
Right, you. You can have
It's okay. It's oh man. Ah, it's freaking. Oh man, I'm like pressing all the wrong buttons. Just spam A. Let's go and do normal swings. Oh. Gosh darn it. I'm starting to get it. Starting to get the dodges. Ah. Oh, darn it. I thought I was going. Ah. Okay. What? Got too close. I was doing a lot better that time. Reading his moves. Nope. Go through a strike. Oh, shit went under. Oh man, I'm. Aw. Beat him down than to have. Have a meter that says nope. Ah, these meters. Oh my gosh. My brain is just taking a lot of information with the meters. Okay, maybe I should take a step back like this. Ah, went the wrong way. Ah. Ah. Oh, wrong way. Gosh dang it. Oh man, I'm like losing it. It's like so close and I was getting so excited. Oh, got way too close. Oh, what? That got me? Oh man, I need trying to go under. Keep trying to do my step back and oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh, these meteors. Oh, I should have went the other way. Darn. Now I'm being silly goose. Is he going to step back? Is he going to do the... But you always take a step back before he ground slams. So I know this. I just need to make it reality. Oh my, I should have went under back under him. There we go. Oh man. Ah man, I'm losing it. Oh man. Ah. Oh. Oh man. All right, guys. You have to catch me. Try again another time. We're bouncing.